At the end of the Avengers movie, Thor captures Loki and returns to Asgard using the Tesseract. Back in Asgard, Loki faces his father, King Odin, who reprimands him harshly. Odin declares that Loki will be imprisoned for life and that Thor will have to rectify Loki's wrongdoings. Thor is set to become the king of Asgard and will work towards peace in the Nine Realms. The Bifrost, which Thor previously destroyed with his hammer, is now fully restored. Thor speaks with Heimdall, who informs him that the Nine Realms will soon align, opening hidden pathways between worlds, a phenomenon that has occurred before. Heimdall recounts that before light, darkness dominated the world, spawning malevolent forces, including the dark elf Malekith, who sought to engulf the world in darkness using a weapon called the Aether. When the Nine Realms aligned in the past, Malekith unleashed the Aether, but Asgard intercepted it before he could complete his plan, leading to his defeat. Thor's grandfather Bor buried the Aether deep underground. Heimdall warns Thor that the Nine Realms will align once again. Meanwhile, on Earth, Jane Foster explores an abandoned site with her friends, discovering strange phenomena. Some children show them an area where objects defy gravity and sometimes disappear. Jane investigates with her equipment and is suddenly transported to another world, where she finds a red substance inside a wall. As she touches it, the substance, the Aether, absorbs into her body. This is the same Aether that Bor had hidden long ago. This event awakens Malekith from his long slumber. Jane regains consciousness, finding herself alone until she encounters the police called by her worried friend. Her friend explains that she had been missing for 5 hours, shocking Jane. Then she notices Thor standing before her. Heimdall, who watches over the Nine Realms, informed Thor that he couldn't see Jane Foster anywhere. Concerned, Thor came to Earth to find her. Jane Foster, after being found, is taken to the police because she had trespassed on private property. However, when an officer tries to arrest her, an explosion occurs, knocking the cops down. Realizing something is wrong, Thor takes Jane to Asgard. Thor's father, Odin, is displeased and tells Thor to return Jane to Earth. But when the guards of Asgard touch Jane, they are thrown back by a powerful shock. Odin examines Jane and discovers the dangerous element Aether inside her, explaining this to Thor. Thor tells Jane that Heimdall couldn't see her, which is why he came to find her. He explains that all 9 realms orbit around Asgard, and every 5,000 years they align, opening pathways between worlds for a brief period. If she didn't return now, she might never be able to come back. Meanwhile, Malekith enhances one of his special warlords with a substance, increasing his powers in preparation for his next move. Malekith deliberately gets himself imprisoned in Asgard's dungeon, where he transforms into his true form and starts causing chaos. Loki, also imprisoned there, guides him, telling him to go down the left ladder. Malekith, along with his men, arrives seeking the Aether, knowing it resides within Jane Foster. Thor's mother confronts Malekith, but Malekith's empowered demon captures her. Malekith demands the whereabouts of Jane, but Thor's mother refuses to divulge the information, leading to her death at the hands of the demon. Thor arrives, attacking Malekith with his hammer and injuring him, but Malekith's demon manages to escape with him. Thor's mother's death devastates Odin, Thor, and especially Loki, who adored her the most. Thor tells Odin he wants to take Jane Foster to the Dark World, believing Malekith will follow for the Aether, giving Thor a chance to kill him. However, Odin forbids this, insisting that if Malekith comes to Asgard, it will end his life. Desperate, Thor turns to Loki, who is consumed by guilt for leading Malekith's demon, Algrim, to their mother. Blaming himself for her death, Loki agrees to help Thor in his quest for revenge. With Odin having closed the Bifrost, the only other way out of Asgard is known to Loki. He helps Thor and Jane escape from Asgard. Learning of Jane's absence from Asgard, Malekith orders his soldiers to cease their attack on Asgard, realizing what they seek is now coming to them. Thor, Loki, and Jane travel to the Dark World where Malekith and his soldiers await. In an unexpected twist, Loki appears to betray Thor, stabbing him and presenting Jane to Malekith as a gift, claiming he wants to witness Asgard's destruction. Algrim, Malekith's strongest soldier, vouches for Loki, having seen him in Asgard's prison, convincing Malekith to trust Loki. Malekith begins extracting the Aether from Jane's body. Once fully extracted, Loki uses his illusionary powers to restore Thor's severed hand, revealing their plan. They intended to remove the Aether from Jane, and now, with it extracted, Thor strikes with his hammer, causing a massive explosion in an attempt to destroy the Aether. However, despite their efforts, the Aether remains indestructible. The entire Aether enters Malekith's body, making him extremely powerful. He departs, leaving his army and his warrior Algrim to eliminate Thor and Loki. A fierce battle ensues between Loki and Algrim. Algrim severely injures Loki, stabbing him with a sword. However, Loki has a hidden explosive, which he detonates, killing Algrim and avenging his mother's death. As Loki lies dying, he breathes his last in Thor's arms, leaving Thor grief-stricken. Thor and Jane Foster find refuge in a cave. Suddenly, Jane's phone rings, puzzling her as they are in another world. They discover objects from Earth, which had disappeared through a portal in a factory, suggesting a pathway back to Earth. They follow it and return to Earth. They seek out Dr. Erik Selvig, who explains that there is a central point from which all 9 realms can be accessed. Malekith will need to come here to plunge all realms into darkness. Thor realizes Malekith's target is Greenwich. They head there, and so does Malekith, now armed with the power of the Aether. A battle ensues between Thor and Malekith, with the Aether and Thor's hammer clashing. Meanwhile, Jane Foster and Dr. Selvig use gravitational devices to open portals, causing many of Malekith's soldiers to disappear into other worlds. Thor attacks Malekith with all his strength, and they fall through portals to various worlds. During their struggle, Thor separates from Malekith, giving Malekith a chance to start pouring the Aether into the 9 realms to bring about eternal darkness. Thor, aided by Jane and Dr. Selvig's gravitational devices, creates more portals. He throws one device at Malekith, causing one of Malekith's hands to be transported to another world. Thor then uses his hammer to sever Malekith's other hand, sending it to a different world as well. Finally, Thor launches a powerful attack, sending Malekith falling into a portal and out of the battle, thwarting his plan. Jane Foster uses her machine to control gravity, sending Malekith to another world. Thor collapses, and as Malekith's large ship is about to fall on him, Jane lies on top of him to protect him. However, the ship also gets transported through the portal to the same world as Malekith, landing on him and leading to his death. Thor returns to Asgard and stands before Odin the king. Odin praises Thor, acknowledging his sacrifice to save the 9 realms, and offers him the throne of Asgard. Thor, however, declines, stating that he will always protect the 9 realms but feels it is not the right time to become king. He also recounts Loki's bravery, detailing how Loki supported him and sacrificed his life. Thor departs, and it is then revealed that the figure on the throne is not Odin but Loki in disguise, who has taken Odin's place and now aspires to rule Asgard, smiling at his successful deception. Later, two Asgardians, Volstagg and Sif, visit a man called the Collector, entrusting him with the Aether, also known as the Reality Stone. When the Collector asks why they don't keep it in Asgard, they explain that Asgard already holds the Tesseract, and they don't want 2 Infinity Stones in one place. After they leave, the Collector remarks that 1 Infinity Stone has been acquired and 5 remain, hinting at a larger quest for the stones. The movie concludes with a post-credits scene where Jane Foster misses Thor, who then arrives on Earth to reunite with her, bringing her happiness. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell icon for more.